Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Friday, January 24th, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 2020. You're looking at the GFS models, and we'll get to them in a moment. The big story, 14 dead, 315 hurt in an earthquake that just struck eastern Turkey. There's the boomer, 6.7 mag. A very shallow depth. As soon as it went off, I knew there was going to be major damage. And the pictures are just coming in. We'll get to that. Keep calm. It's boom time. For a third week in a row, a winter storm will blast the eastern U.S. And we'll get to the models in just a minute. For the third week in a row, a storm will dump rain, snow on the eastern half of the country. While the storm will have much less snow than last weekend, it could disrupt travel. And that region is saturated. So there could be flooding risks that we will get to. Messy winter mix. That's what it means in upstate New York for the weekend. All links to the articles will be below. Pacific Storm Parade on the West Coast, while atmospheric rivers could bring flooding, landslides, and feet of cascade snow to Washington. Let's see what they say.
That is an avalanche caught on camera from Thursday, Stevens Pass. Yeah, this is an area that has been of concern for avalanche dangers, and there's going to be even more coming up as we have a parade of storms moving through the Pacific Northwest. So take a look here. We have a very strong jet stream, and all of this is just getting funneled in. We're going to see repeated rounds of rain for parts of Washington and Oregon. Feet of snow for the Cascades is possible, but we still have that danger of avalanches along with gusty winds at the coast, and the snow levels are expected to be really high. So for some places that already have snow, the precipitation will fall as rain, and we're talking about melting. So we've got
that's insane amounts of snow.
A lot of different things going on over the course of the next
with rain, which will lead to flooding. Let's check this map. Here's your rain and snow outlook for the next 7 days. It looks like just east and north of Boise, very big, and as well as northern Idaho, big totals. Right here on western Wyoming and the Idaho border, north of Salt Lake, heavy totals, and then heavy totals in the Cascades. And as you get down the mountain, especially on the western flanks, you're going to see heavy flooding in those regions that already saw snow. We'll check the GFS model just to back up the forecast. You can see the snow moving into British Columbia over the weekend here, and then some snow moving into the Sierras and the Cascades. But it's the Northeast that's getting hit at the same time. All the way down into West Virginia. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then another weekend system moving up into the Northeast. That system looks quite significant with snow originating down in Georgia. So we're going to keep a close eye on that southern storm. Let's see what the weather.gov site says. Wet pattern out west. Wintry weather in central U.S. headed into the Northeast. A series of warm weather systems. Warm weather systems. What does that mean? Could produce rain heavy at times, which when combined with high snow levels could lead to flooding and flash floods across Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. A slow-moving system will spread wintry conditions toward Appalachians in the Northeast, with areas of heavy rain in the Mid-Atlantic and a second system lining up for next weekend. Click on your counties. Go to weather.gov for more info. British Columbia Ski Resort celebrates record snowpack. I wonder if I can block the sun a little with the sign. There we go. The POW just keeps piling up at Silver Star Mountain Resort, North Okanagan in Canada. with alpine snow base of 7.2 feet, that's 220 centimeters, and more than 420 centimeters, or 13.8 feet cumulative already for the season. They've already broken last year's totals. So this could be an epic record-breaking year. And the reason is because Northern Hemisphere as a whole is, the total snow mass for the Northern Hemisphere is record-breaking. The current status, we're at about 2,700 gigatons in the Northern Hemisphere. That's 4 weeks early. Usually that doesn't happen until the end of February on average, which makes us 400 gigatons above norm, which is tonight's first boom. And worthy of it, the city of Iqaluit, that's up there in the North Pole area, suspends services due to extreme cold and blowing snow. And you know it's got to be cold there. Look at the picture. With blowing snow and wind chills in the minus 40 Cs, expected to dip to the minus 50 Cs, the city of Iqaluit has decided to pause water delivery. I don't know how you deliver water in these temps. Waste management, garbage pickup, and other stuff to prevent you from freezing to death. Frigid conditions engulf Trinidad and Tobago. It's making cold, man. To use a popular local phrase, the mercury dipped to below 20 C on the dual island Caribbean nation of Trinidad and Tobago for the second time this month, a very rare occurrence, according to the TNT Meteorological Service. Wednesday night's overlow sank to an unusually chilly 19.76 C, prompting many Trincies to use a popular local phrase, it's making cold, man. It's making cold. The iguanas be falling. At least 14 dead, 315 hurt in an earthquake in Turkey. And we don't even have a single picture coming out of there. Tomorrow, I promise. We're not about fear and destruction, but there are lives lost, and it will be epic. And now what's that then set off is a series of quakes booming across the country into China. We've had some reactions here. Nicaragua kicked off shortly after that, and even 4.5 in Washington State, 46 kilometers west-northwest of Nia Bay. So we have some activity and some more blot echoes kicking off in Fiji down to 620 kilometers. There's a lot to look at, and space weather is driving it all. Not only that, we have an actual solar flare popping off of the sun, a very rare event, almost into B range, but just a little pop. But more importantly, the phi angle during that Turkey quake right here at 1755 UTC is when the phi angle crossed the 180 mark. It had done it 2 other times, but boom! That's when the boomer came off, and there has been subsequent seismic activity since then. Now, the inside story of one of the biggest organic farm scams in history. It's not a mystery anymore. Come read the article. This guy scammed the organic grain market for decades and billions of dollars, and then he offed himself. That's how deep he was. But how many of the products that you buy that are claimed to be certified organic are organic, have glyphosate residue? I'm imploring you, it's all a game and a scam. Some of the organics that you're getting are just as toxic as the non-organics because they're frauds. This guy was mixing regular sprayed glyphosate grain with a little pinch of organics and selling it as real. And he's not the only one, but he's the one that got caught. And he offed himself in the process. Read the Field of Schemes is the story. Read the article if you care. Apocalyptic scenes engulf Chinese city as lockdown expands into 40 million people plus. People are taking to social media and sharing pictures of bodies, and it's crazy. And look at this. They're spraying the city. They're disinfecting the entire city with spray. God knows what's in that spray, or if it even does anything. CDC now confirms the second U.S. case of coronavirus and is monitoring dozens of other potential cases. 2 cases just confirmed in France. And they're building up a pop-up 1,000-bed hospital to treat the patients. This is how crazy it's getting. And they made a music video about it, about the pandemic and the ensuing need to build gigantic hospitals. It's like a movie, only we're living it. There you have it. It should be done in just a few days. Construction began on the night of January 23rd for the new specialized hospital for coronavirus patients that will be quarantined in the central city, Wuhan. The hospital is designed to have an area of 25,000 square feet meters with 1,000 beds and be put to use by February 3rd, officials said. Wonder what the death toll will be then. George Soros is out of his mind. He's claiming that Facebook is working with Trump. Actually, Soros said con man Trump to get reelected. Now, what? This is more misdirection and misinformation, period. This is appalling. Virginia, the site of the gun rally just last weekend, which was completely nonviolent, went off without a hitch, is now, Virginia Democrats filed a bill to make online criticism of them illegal. Yep. The phraseology of the bill is so vague. And this is what it reads in part. If any person with the intent to coerce, intimidate, harass any person shall use a computer or computer network to communicate obscene, vulgar, profane, lewd, or lascivious, indecent language, or make any suggestions or proposal of the obscene nature, threaten any illegal, immoral act, will be guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. A violation of this section may be prosecuted in the jurisdiction, which is now called the Internet Police. They're coming to get you. If you have an opinion about a politician and you think they should, you know. You're busted. You're breaking the law. You're all guilty. How dare you think bad about someone? Even if they are bad, we're going to put you in jail. Passenger at Chicago airport's got it right. He steals the marijuana from the cannabis amnesty box. So as people load planes and dump their weed in the box, he left the plane and picked the weed right back up. I don't know how that's a crime. They should allow that. It's almost the dumbest article I ever read, and why there's any money being spent on they're now going after the guy who took the weed that was thrown in the trash. Is that even possible? I hope he has a good lawyer. A wild discovery about fungi just changed Earth's evolutionary timeline in a big way. Now, we were under the impression as paleontologists that, this pushes fungus back 250 million years from its known start, which means it goes back to algae before all multicellular life and complex organisms. So fungi and algae made everything. Amazing. We knew the amazing nature of fungi. The mycorrhizome and the communication in the subsurface, keeping the planet alive, fixing problems, moving nutrients around, and just the forest as a whole speaks underground. And these breakthroughs are only coming out in the last few decades. So the reason we now know that this the mycorrhiza, is so complex is it's been around for 715 to 800 million years. That's a long time. That's 300 million years longer than trees, 400 million years longer than fishes. Yes, and 700 million years longer than us. Fungi rule the world, period. And that's boom. Engraved with fangs, ornate swirls, Peruvian monument lay hidden for 2,000 years. It's just a rock, but it has some amazing glyphs on it, and using some nice imaging techniques, I might be able to show you one or two of these pictures. This is all clickbait. It's clickbait central, this place, whatever this live science. So here you see, using the imagery, the depictions of maybe a supernova sun, the infinite swirl here, and all kind of geometric patterns. Very fantastic. I'll leave you links to the article. Just an interesting thing. And then, even more interesting, Bigfoot was spotted by the Washington State Department of Transportation webcam. This just coming out in the last 24 hours. You make the call. You make the call. Can we play the video? We can't. I'm pushing the button. Wonder what happened here. Oh. Okay. You know, this is the best video that we have and for the entire podcast, and it is now shut down. Downtown Leroy Brown. Stick with me. I'm going to reload that. LeakCon 2020 Cosmic Cover-Up. Final contracts in negotiation right now, April 3rd to 4th, 2020 at the Gaiasphere Event Center right outside Boulder, Colorado. Google it. Tickets will go on sale soon. And let's see if we can get this Bigfoot footage up here for you. If not, I'll leave links below and you can check it out yourself. It's absolutely worth it. And it's not going to load. I know you're all big boys and girls. You can go check out the footage. Tell me below what you think of it. I thought it was pretty darn good. That's a boom. Hope you got something out of the video. Sorry for the glitches. It took me 4 hours to get this up using this new mic. Something happened. I don't know what's going on. It's just the nature of broadcasting. Thanks to all of our one-time donors, all of our supporters, everyone who shares these videos. Thanks for coming back each and every day to hear what I have to say. We love you. That's a boom. Be safe, everyone.